So today I'm going to show you how in 3 steps you can be hitting dead straight drives. And the best part is these are simple, non-technical drills. So when we think about the driver, there's 2 things that we generally want. We want that ball long and we want it straight. And unfortunately, lots of golfers, and you may be one of these, struggles with both of those. We don't hit it as far as we'd like and we can't control it. It's a little bit erratic. Well, we're going to focus on that second part in this video. We're going to get you to hit the ball much straighter, and it would make sense that we focus on that before we really start to add some length to those tee shots. Now, really, if we want the ball to go straight, there's 3 things that have to be there, and these are kind of non-negotiables. We have to have these in place. We have to have the ball coming out of the center of the golf club. Hitting towards the heel or the toe will give you directional issues, and it will give you curve that you can't necessarily predict. If we add into that the fact that you'll probably lose some distance as well, hitting the center of the golf club is an absolute must. The other thing we need is we have to have the club path about straight. So that's the direction that the golf club is traveling as it makes contact with the ball. That's, as I say, got to be about straight. And the final thing is the club face. I'm sure you'll agree, and it's definitely the case, that club face is hugely influential. Club face open, club face closed, we're going to get directional issues, we're going to get curves, and we're probably going to miss our target. So if we can target those 3 things and we can improve those 3 things, which we're going to do in this video, you can hit dead straight drives. So let's start off with the first one of those, which is the club path. So the direction that the golf club travels is incredibly difficult to control, and many golfers that I see who struggle with a driver will have an issue with the club path. It only has to be a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, and with this golf club it's going to give you missed fairways. So here's a great little exercise, really simple exercise to help you with some awareness on what we're looking for. Take an address to the golf ball, and then when you've addressed it, just stand up dead straight and have the club at about eye level. Now from here, what I'd like you to do is just make some simulated golf swings around your body, and you'll notice that these aren't completely full swings, but I'm just moving that golf club around my body. Now, if my club head is traveling around about horizontal to the ground, which it is in that little exercise, relative to my body, that's a very, very neutral path. What we would then do is we would then start to just tip over a little bit and make the same movements. There's my movement. That's again a very, very neutral path. And then I can drop down again, and then I'm making the same sort of movement. Now, the key thing here is I'm actually not trying to think too much. I'm just trying to let this happen as a natural movement. From here, it really wouldn't make a lot of sense to move the club in this fashion or move the club in this fashion. It actually makes more sense, and it's very, very natural to swing that club head and have it travel fairly level with the ground. So whilst this golf club is nowhere near the ball, the relationship between the club and my body is exactly as we'd like it to be for a neutral path. We just need to tip that over towards the ball. But we're starting to create some feels and some awareness of what a neutral path would be. Ultimately, what we can do is we can tip over for a 4th time and just make contact with the ball. So there's my first swings. Second swing is getting closer to the ball, but still trying to let this fairly natural movement happen. Third one, getting close to the ball. And then the 4th one, we just drop down and we just let that club swing through. And you can see that ball's gone absolutely dead straight. It's maybe only flown 70 or 80 yards, but a dead straight ball flight is, quite promising. It gives me some really good feedback that I probably did deliver that golf club with a fairly neutral path. If you're someone who really struggles with a driver in terms of control, we don't have to be 0.1 degrees, 0.2 degrees. We just have to have that golf club traveling about at your target, and that really simple exercise is going to help you do that. Now, the next thing we really need to focus on and look at is the contact. Where does that golf ball hit on the club face? As we said at the start of the video, you start to trend towards the heel or the toe and you will lose distance, but you'll also create curve on the golf ball that your golf swing doesn't necessarily suggest would happen. And many golfers are missing fairways due to strike, not so much in the shape of their golf swing. Now, what you'll find is you will tend to have a pattern. Very rarely do we see someone hit shots out the heel, shots out the toe, shots out the heel, shots out the toe. You will have a pattern that you tend to work towards. For myself, my strike pattern is central or trending towards the heel, and that's been my strike pattern for a while. It's manageable, and I do work on managing it, and I've got it to the point where it's pretty good. So if you're not sure where your strike pattern is, just take your driver, pick it up, and just have a good look at the club face. You'll probably see some ball marks, and you'll maybe see a little wear pattern depending on how long you've had your golf club for. And you'll be able to see where that is. And once you know where that is, you can use this drill and set it up specifically for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the golf club behind the ball, and I'm going to place a tee into the ground just on the inside of the golf ball, just in there. Now, if I move that ball out the way, what you'll see is if I was to deliver the golf club to the ball and have that golf club in the center of the club face, the heel or the inside of my golf club would also hit this inside tee peg. If I was to strike this ball at the heel, you can see how my club head would now no longer hit that inside tee. So once my ball is on, my goal and my external focus here is to make a golf swing and clear out that inside tee peg. If I do that, it's almost going to guarantee that that strike is centre or even toe. It's certainly not going to be towards the heel. If that tee peg is still in place after the shot, it gives me some good indications that I potentially hit the heel of the golf club. So you can use this little exercise to establish your strike, or if you already know your strike, you can use it to work on improving it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this tee shot, and I'm actually going to try and clear out that inside tee and see if I can get this strike a little bit from the toe. Perfect example. That inside tee has gone, and that ball actually curved quite a lot round to the left. And the reason it curved out to the left is because I struck it a slight amount towards the toe. Great result based on what I was trying to do in that little exercise. That drill's fantastic because it's non-technical. There's an external focus. I've got a setup and a swing with some intentions there. I'm trying to hit a tee on the ground. I'm not trying to think about my arm, my shoulder, my leg, the club face, my wrist. I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm just trying to create a situation and have a task, which was hit the tee peg, which helps me move towards what I want. If you're the golfer who tends to hit towards the toe, all you would do is you'd set that tee the other side, and you're going to try and clear out both of those, which is going to move your strike towards the heel. Once you can feel like your strike is moving, then you can look to sort of calibrate that a little bit and hone in a little bit on the middle. But the drill there is really just to move that strike and just give you the ability to hit the golf ball from different parts of the club. That's really powerful, because once you can do that, let's say you can start to hone in on that centre, and centre strikes are a really, really important sort of factor when we're looking to hit straighter drives. And the final thing we need to control is the club face. I'm sure you are aware of this, but club face open, club face closed is going to give us some directional issues. We're probably going to miss some fairways. Now, similar to what we said with strike, most golfers won't really have a club face which is closed on some shots, open on other shots. It tends to have a pattern, and as you can imagine, the typical sort of miss with the driver is out to the right-hand side as a fade or a slice. And so we can say that club face is tending to trend on the open side. So let's go through how we're going to use this final drill to help that golfer, and that may well be you if you see that ball missing target on the right-hand side. The task is really simple, and almost, it might sound too simple. You're going to take a setup with a target in mind. We're going to use the middle of this fairway, and you're going to make some little half swings at half speed. And your only intention is to get the golf ball to finish left of your target. So if the centre of the fairway is where I'm aiming, I'm looking to go left rough, left trees, if I can. Now, if that's the only instruction that I was given, there's really two ways that I can make the ball go left. I could deliver the golf club with a closed club face. That's really what we want. But in some cases, a golfer will change their club path to hit the ball left. And we see a very, very different downswing shape as we have planted that seed of that ball has to go left. We see a big, big change in the downswing shape. You wonder why I'm holding a head cover. What you're going to do is you're going to take that head cover and you're going to place it just on the outside of the golf ball. So when I take my address to this ball, if I'm going to miss the head cover, that really indicates to me that my path is still neutral. I can't therefore use my path to hit the ball to the left, or if I do, I'm going to get some instant feedback by that head cover being moved. So with this little setup, the only way that I can now hit that golf ball left is to actually deliver a golf club where the club face is closed. And that's exactly what we're getting you to do. In this little exercise, we're not really at this stage looking for perfect, we're looking for straight. We're looking to use your natural skill, your natural ability to your hands, your forearms, to change where the golf club points. So once we can change where it points, and you're a typical slicer, you've now been able to get the ball to go left, we can then start to calibrate that. And that's really, really important. We're trying to tap into your natural ability, your natural skill to control the face. And this is a great little way to do that. So simple exercise, half swings, half speed, try and hit the golf ball to the opposite side of the fairway to what you're used to, but use a head cover down there at impact to make sure you're not doing it through the path. So 3 things there which can really, really help you hit straighter drives. Get the path neutral, hit it out of the middle of the club, control the face, and those drives will be straighter. And that's really what we're looking to do with the driver. Once we can do that, we can then start to look at adding some distance and some speed, but this for many golfers is the first stage of hitting the driver a little bit better. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate your views. Your normal stuff is down below. There's a comments box down there. There's a like button. There's also a subscribe button. Would love to be part of the channel. If you're not already a subscriber, it is absolutely free. And I really hope to see you again here for a future video. Thanks for watching.